On behalf of Daleville High School faculty, I'd like to welcome you to our tutorial on how to use Google Classroom and Google Apps. We realize that many of our parents have never used Google Classroom and may not be familiar with Google Apps and are now having to help their children with classwork on these things exclusively. We also realize even though our students, many of them have used Google Classroom for years, many of them have used Google Classroom in their current course since the beginning of the year. Having to do this from home without a teacher guiding them right there can be difficult. So we have put together this tutorial to help you with those things. First off, I would like to show you attached to this video are two links. Most of our students, like I said, have logged into Google Classroom. Most of them have joined a class before. Maybe they're not signed up for all of their classes, but they know how to join a class. So attached are these two Google Docs that are step-by-step if you do need those instructions on how to actually sign up for Google Classroom or join a class. We will talk a little bit about joining a class later on when we talk about everything that you see on our home screen in Google Classroom. The first thing we need to discuss about Google Classroom is that each one of our students have their own Gmail account through Daleville City Schools. This gives them access to Google Classroom, to their Google Drive, their Google Apps, and their own Gmail account through our school. They are in our network, and this is why they can use Google Classroom. The way that their email is set up is always your child's first name dot last name at daleville.k12.al.us. This is one reason why parents cannot actually log into Google Classroom. It's because they have to be in our network, and your students are the only ones that have those Gmail accounts. If you would like to see their assignments, you need to discuss with your child about what their password is, because now you have their login and can see those assignments that their teachers have assigned them in Google Classroom. Also, to log into Google Classroom, the website is classroom.google.com. Once you logged into classroom.google.com, your student may be asked to sign in, and once they sign in, most of them will see classes that they've already logged into. If they have not logged into classes or have some classes that they need to join, there's a plus sign in the top right corner. When you click on it, it will ask for a class code. These class codes were provided by their teacher. Mr. Robertson has also posted a whole list of all of our class codes for the school on the Daleville High School website. It has your Remind codes and Google Classroom codes if your student does not know the code for their class. Once you join a class, you will have one of these boxes pop up for that classroom, and we're going to go into a class in just a minute, but I want to talk about Google Apps first. In the top right corner, it kind of shows your whole Google suite of things that you have that you can use. The first thing let's talk about is your Gmail account. This is your student's personal email account. This is one way that teachers can correspond with their students about any problems or questions that they may be having on their work over this time period. Then you have Google Drive. This is where that they can save their work when they're working in docs or sheets or slides. Their work is automatically saved into Google Classroom. It's basically like a large storage space for information. Google Classroom is what we're in right now, but this is the app if you need to click on it. Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. Your child will not need any type of Microsoft Office. These apps replace Microsoft Office. It's a free way for your child to be able to use Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Google Docs, okay, it basically replaces Microsoft Word. Okay? And also when you are working in Google Docs, you do not have to hit save. It's automatically saving it into your Google Drive. Sheets replaces Excel, okay? And it's also saves as you go into your Google Drive. Slides replaces Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, you can make PowerPoint slides and they're saved, once again, automatically into that Google Drive. Now that we've talked about our Google Apps, let's enter one of our Google Classrooms. When you enter Google Classroom, on the top left, you can see which course you are in. Top right, you can see our Google Tiles, where there's easy access to any of your apps. You see Stream, Classwork, and People. The Stream is like a news feed of your child's work, materials, posts from their teachers. One of the main things you need to know, the newest assignment or post will be at the top and work their way down. Many of our students have been using Google Classroom throughout the year, so such as my class, there's many posts. The only posts they need to be looking at are the newer posts that have been updated since we've been out of school. Many of our teachers have either indicated in a post which things are asked for during this distance learning time. They may have indicated that was in the first packet that was sent out, those assignments. Some teachers have assignments popping up daily or weekly for the students. Please make sure that your child is checking Google Classroom and their email each day for new assignments or any assistance or information from their teachers. Okay, let's move from Stream to Classwork. Classwork shows everything that Stream does. It's just divided by topics. Some teachers may have units over here for their topics. Here I actually put a distance learning topic. That may be there. It may be that they're just the newest assignments on Google Classroom. If you click on the actual topic, the only thing you will see are the assignments under that topic. A few other things on this page. If you hit View Your Work, you can see what assignments you've been assigned, okay? What you've missed and what you've turned in. And you also can filter them by assigned, returned with grades if the teacher's graded them, or your missing work. Another thing that you can see on this classroom feed is Google Drive folder. Everything that your student does in Google Classroom is stored to their Google Drive under a file that says Classroom. So if you click on this Google Drive folder, it will take you directly to where their assignments have been saved in Google Drive. Now that we've discussed what's on Stream and Classwork, let's look at our actual individual assignments. You can click on the assignment from Classwork under the unit, or you can go to Stream, either one. If it has this symbol right here, that means that's just material or information for your student that they need to look at. If there's a clipboard, that's an actual assignment. They have something to turn in. So if we click on the assignment, you can see in the top left corner, you have the due date and time. Off to the right from the title, if there's a point value for being graded, the point value will be here. Information about the assignment will be below. And then anything that the teacher has attached to help the student complete that assignment. For this case was the actual questions for their study guide and the PowerPoint slides and video lectures to help them complete those questions for this assignment. Up in the top right corner is one of the most important parts about the assignment. This is where they actually turn in their work. They can go to their Google Drive and turn in any assignments that have already been saved there. They can also come straight from this screen. Let's say that they have to do a study guide where they're typing out questions. A Google Doc would be a great way to do that. They can actually hit Doc. It will make a Google Doc for them that they can click on. And begin typing their answers. Their answers will be saved as they go to their Google Drive. Once they're finished with their answers, they can go back and turn in their assignment. Make sure that they hit turn in. If they realize that they need to check something or redo something before that due date, they can always hit unsubmit. When they unsubmit it, they can go in and change the assignment and turn it back in. Also right here is private comments. If your child is having a problem with the assignment, they can contact their teacher through a private comment in Google Classroom to ask questions. They're also can ask questions through their Gmail account by emailing their teacher or through Remind. I realize many of our students may be using an iPhone or a tablet to complete their work and don't actually have a computer. So this Google Doc that we completed may be difficult to type out. I'm going to show you another way that you can submit your work. I'm going to close that like it didn't happen. If your student has completed their information on paper, they can take a legible picture with their iPhone or their tablet and save it to their Google Drive. They can also email it to themselves at their daleville.k12.al.us email address. And when they go to that email, if the picture's there, they can save it to their drive. And like I said, some of our students know how to save it straight from the picture to their drive, and that is fine. But I'm just showing you from an email. Once they've saved it to their drive, they can go back, add or create, and hit Google Drive. Go to My Drive and find their picture of their assignment, their handwritten assignment. Add. And then turn in their information that way. This is one way, like I said, that many of our students that may just have a phone or a tablet and might not be able to easily type out that information can complete their work on paper and still submit it online where they don't have to bring it back in. Since we've submitted this assignment, let's move back to our stream, okay, with all of our assignments on it. Let me remind you that we are making sure our students are mastering the standards they had not so far in their classrooms. We are basically giving our students the bare bones of that information so that we know that our children are ready to move on to the next course because they've mastered those standards. But we've also made it as easy as possible for them to be able to understand it during homeschooling. So let's look at another assignment. Okay, this assignment you can see has a due date, but there's no point value. This assignment would be considered enrichment or practice to help your student get ready for those graded assignments during this distance learning. Just like before, all the information is here, and anything that they would need to complete this assignment is below. This assignment's a little special, and you will see this, that there's already a Google slide or some type of information there that they need to type on. So you click on that work, in this case it's an interactive worksheet, okay? They would go in and they would find where they needed to answer. They would click, okay, and they would edit their answer. Once they have done that and completed the whole Google Doc or Google slide activity, they would go back and they would hit turn in. Okay, this is a little bit different than before, where they actually had to make their own. This is one that the teacher has given them that should already be sitting there. You would click on and enter the information. Once you've done that, you would come back and turn it in just like you did before. Now that we've submitted this assignment, let's go back to our class. We can see our stream, and let's talk about this last section that we haven't already called people. Okay, basically this gives a list of their classmates with email addresses, and the specific one that they would need is their teacher's email. When they click on that little envelope, it will start an email to their teacher. Please encourage them if they have any problems, any questions, any worries, to please email their teacher those. We are here to help them and happy to help them. They can contact us once again through email, through their reminds in their classroom, through comments on Google Classroom, where we showed for each assignment there's a place to put private comments to ask questions when needed. Now let's talk about some specifics for our 7th and 8th grade students. 7th and 8th graders will be receiving work on Google Classroom from their core teachers. This work will be graded. 7th and 8th grade elective courses may decide to post enrichment material for our students, but they will not be receiving grades on this information for the 4th 9 weeks. Our 9th through 12th grade students will receive graded assignments and enrichment assignments from each of their classes through Google Classroom. Our dual enrollment, access, and AP courses will be running like normal through a virtual platform such as Google Classroom. All AP courses will be reviewing the standards that they will need to master for the AP exams in May. Our students will still be taking their AP exam in May, but College Board has adapted the test where it can be taken online from any type of device. As we reach the end of this tutorial, I'd like to show you one last thing in Google Classroom. If you go back to Google Classroom and click on the 3 little lines, you can see classes. If you click on classes, it'll take you back to where you can see the tiles of each class, or you can go to your other classes through this drop-down list. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to guide you through how to use Google Classroom and Google Apps during this time of distance learning. Our faculty is here to help you with any questions you may have. If your student is having problems with assignments in the course, please have them contact their teacher through their email address for school, through Remind, or through comments in Google Classroom. We will be happy to help and get back as soon as possible. Thank you for your time.